Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for this time. You have this "You and your loved ones are safe" card. And also this card that says nothing is yet set in stone. I'm pretty sure you've had this card with me before because, what's popping into my head for you here, Taurus, is that I'm pretty sure that I've said to you that you need to make something more legitimate before. And that's kind of like the feeling I get here. And so I'm going to explain that. It's like sometimes we want to start something like a business or a project or a relationship, and there are certain things that you can do to, kind of ground that, whatever that thing is in reality. So, for a business, for example, maybe, building your website would make it more legit, the business more legitimate, in the 3D is what we're talking about. Or, maybe kind of like building your social media or getting an LLC, that would be something that would kind of legitimize the energy and make it something that's grounded in reality. And so I feel like this card here should say that something needs to be set in stone. It's almost like you need to do something to kind of, really put something that you're working on into the 3D. Like whatever it is, it's going to be different for all of you. And so I feel like there are steps you can take to do that. And again, I don't think it matters like what you do. And I've said this to you before, Taurus, with Uranus and Taurus, it's about those steps. And we still have Uranus and Taurus for most of this cycle. And, it will move on later on. And, what I would say is I would do something to kind of like set your reality in stone. I mean, this guy has literally set something in stone. He carved these 3 pentacles and he has done a great job. The 3 of Pentacles is a card of quality work. And sorry, I forgot to say this is showing up in the area of your current general energies, this first row. And so I think a lot of you need to really make sure that you're setting something in stone or making something more legitimate. Not really a lot there. There is a little bit of love here, but, again, if this is a relationship, could represent, making the commitment or taking things to the next level or something like that to legitimize the connection. But again, I would definitely say that, kind of setting something in stone is what the first part of this reading is definitely talking about. The other thing is that we have this fire triangle up here, and this right here is a water triangle. And so the water triangle on the 3 of Pentacles kind of represents the fact that he did just a little bit extra. He spiced up the project just a little bit with his kind of imagination or something that he was dreaming of, to make it just a little bit extra special. So I do feel that like if you're doing something like starting a business or working on a project, I feel adding a little bit of your extra spice here, Taurus, would be a very good idea. With the 3 of Pentacles, you have the Hanged Man. This is probably something you've been thinking about for a long time. I mean, I would say that at this time people need to get out of thinking mode and get into doing mode. We've all been very introspective, I feel, for many years, and now it's time to do all the things that you've been thinking about doing. The Hanged Man is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. And the story of the card is that he has gained enlightenment. So he knows that he needs to take his next steps, but he actually has to take his next steps. So, that's what I would do there with the Hanged Man. You have the Death card. The Death card is about a major transformation coming into your life. We are in a very transformative time, so, it doesn't really surprise me that we get these transformative cards. I feel that you should be excited for new beginnings or for new directions because I think that could be very helpful for you. Like focusing on moving in new directions, doing new things. Sometimes the Death card can also represent the light at the end of the tunnel. He has this white rose right here. And the white rose on his banner kind of represents a light at the end of the tunnel, or it says you're getting to the end of you're seeing the light finally. And you have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man, his head is glowing, so he is definitely seeing the light. And a lot of you, that is definitely popping into my head. With the 3 of Pentacles, you have the 2 of Pentacles. Yes, needing to get started. I would be careful of saying that you're too busy to do something. With the 2 of Pentacles is like spinning plates. But sometimes with the 2 of Pentacles we can be focused on the wrong things when we could easily focus on the right things. Again, I'm a big believer in focused effort. And when you're, working on something that's important to you, making that thing your only focus, I'm a big believer in this because it changed my life. I used to do like 20 things at once, right? And I got nowhere spinning my tires. So it wasn't until I said, I'm going to spend 1 dedicated hour working on this one thing and that's it. And I'm going to remove all other distractions. I'm not going to listen to YouTube. I'm not going to listen to anything else. I'm just going to give this 1 hour and change my life, right? So if you can just give something just a dedicated amount of time every single day, even if it's a little bit of time, I feel that that would change the results that you're getting. I have something popping into my head about the results that you get, or I don't know, something about the results you're getting based off of your work. And again, I think one dedicated hour even would be worth way more. Yes, with the Hanged Man you have the Three of Pentacles. You know, whenever we have two cards or cards repeating, it's basically the universe saying, I meant what I said. So the universe is definitely trying to get you to work here. Three of Pentacles is an amazing card for working together with other people as well, so I feel like teamwork would be very helpful. With the Death card, you have the Justice card. You also have the Scales of Balance card coming up next, and that card says, find balance within yourself and things will balance out around you. Two of Pentacles can be out of balance for sure. I don't think the Two of Pentacles is a bad card, but I do feel that he does too much. So if you are feeling out of balance, then creating balance is clearly going to be the key with the Justice card. Next again, you have the Scales of Balance card that I just read. You have this Crow Spirit. It says you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life, which is very good. So there definitely could be good news coming in for you. I also feel that I kind of feel this collective energy where we all need to balance things out so that we can listen. A lot of people have been getting these messages that say there are a lot of opportunities right now, but no one is listening. And so I think we really need to make sure to focus and listen to things that aren't even being said, right? It's like sometimes opportunities come from what is not being said by reading between the lines. So I feel you really need to turn on your intuition, your listening ears, and listen to what's being said, but also what's not being said. There could be a lot of opportunity in that for you. You have the Page of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Wands. The Page of Cups could be love, and we do have a little bit of love here, so if you want love, there could be an admirer. The Page of Cups is usually dreaming, though. I always say that we don't know if that fish right there in his cup is real or not. It might be part of his imagination, it could be his pet, but, ultimately he needs to make sure that that fish doesn't jump into the water behind him and escape. So I believe that he needs to bring that fish down to earth. And if you have a dream or something you're trying to create with the Three of Pentacles, again, the way that you're going to bring something down to earth is by making it legitimate. And, even if that means you just spend an hour a day focused, like I said, I feel that would be very, very helpful for you. You have the Four of Swords. Resting, relaxing, recovering. Again, Mars retrograde. I think Mars retrograde, kind of gives us these moments where we feel tired or we feel low energy. It's retrograding in Cancer now. It went retrograde in Leo. And I just feel it. I also feel tired here, Taurus, is what I will say. I fell asleep at 8 o'clock last night, and I still woke up at 5. So I don't know. That's a billion hours of sleep that I basically got, and I still feel tired. It's kind of draining energy. So, I tell people if you need the extra sleep, get the extra sleep. If you need extra rest, get the extra rest, right? And that's what I would do there. You have the Five of Wands. Again, I feel that any conflicts that you could be experiencing is coming from the Two of Pentacles. That's just what I feel with the Two of Pentacles in your reading. I feel it's too much going on, or, that you're trying to focus on too much at once. And so I feel this is definitely, I don't really feel it's that big of a challenge. I literally just feel you need to make sure that you're doing things that you actually need to do and, also have that 1 hour focused attention. I think that would make all the difference in the world for you. With the Page of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is like regrets and sadness. I think you need to kind of let go of things from the past, or things that didn't work in the past. With the Five of Cups, he is grieving the loss of these 3 cups, but he has these 2 cups behind him in this bridge and this castle, so he needs to turn around and be grateful for these 2 cups, and he'll get this bridge and this castle here. The easy solution to the Five of Cups is gratitude. I also feel sometimes that with the Five of Cups, basically we are focusing too much on regrets. Instead of working, we're just thinking, oh, if I just did this years ago, I would be so much farther ahead. It's well, you can't change that now, so you might as well get started. And that's kind of what I feel there. With the Four of Swords, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups, of course, can represent a water sign person. There could be a water sign coming in for some of you. This is your connection to your emotions, though. The King of Cups is sitting in the deep ocean, and he has these choppy waters all around him. But if you look at his face, he is perfectly fine. So I feel for a lot of you that keeping your emotions in check would be very important at this time. or making sure that you're keeping an eye on your emotions is going to be very important for you as well. And, that's what I would do with the King of Cups, is just explore your emotions and how you feel about things. I would also be open to adventure. He has this boat behind him, and the boat on the King of Cups represents something very specific. It represents a time where our ancestors would get on boats and they wouldn't know where they were going. Again, there is definitely a collective vibe where people are stepping into the unknown. I think it's because we're in a time of great change, and so we're all kind of being asked to do something we don't fully know yet. And you have the Three of Wands right next to it. The Three of Wands, he has these 3 boats on the water, and he needs to get on those boats and go on an adventure where he doesn't know exactly what's coming. With the Five of Wands, you have the Devil. I would be careful of any toxic vibes during this period. That's definitely something I've noticed recently, where a lot of people have had messages saying that toxic people could be coming back. I really feel there's a lot going on energetically where it's like people are feeling their karma. So, if someone did you dirty, they could want to come back and apologize. But I would also be careful with this energy because they could still be toxic, or they could still want to cause problems or create drama. So I would avoid that energy. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Change in the Wind card and this Higher Power card. Yeah, I feel like your higher power, your intuitive self, and even your higher self are trying to guide you toward a change. I mean, we have the Death card, the Three of Wands, and we even have the Two of Swords, which we'll talk about, and that can definitely represent a change. It represents choosing another option, really. And that other option in life could be a change that you're making. You have the Knight of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. The other interesting thing that I've noticed about these readings lately is that it's almost like the readings are saying to me as a reader that people should realize that nothing is exactly how it appears. The Knight of Swords is my card of jumping to conclusions, right? I always say with the Knight of Swords that we shouldn't be jumping to conclusions. It's kind of like a warning against jumping to conclusions. But, with the King of Cups and the Three of Wands stepping into the unknown, I just get this feeling that things are not as they appear. And this is not a bad thing. I'm not trying to be mysterious. I think the universe is trying to get people to be more flexible. It's kind of like saying, hey, you need to be in a go-with-the-flow energy more than anything. Because as long as you're practicing non-attachment, right, as long as you're starting those projects or relationships or whatever you're doing, and as long as you're not too attached to the outcome, things might not go according to your original plan. They might go according to a different plan, but that's okay. That does not mean it's not working. So no jumping to conclusions. You have the Three of Wands again. Great card for expansion and growth. You really could be expanding out into the world more, taking bigger risks. I feel pretty good about this for you because I feel like you could be putting yourself out there in a bigger way in your life, or doing things to put yourself out there more, and that could be very beneficial. And you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. It's also the card of a happy home, happy family, and an amazing card for working together with other people. The Ten of Cups is about choosing happiness. These people are focusing on what makes them happy, even though they're standing in the real world and still dealing with real-life issues, problems, and challenges, mostly focusing on what's happening, above them, and they're choosing happiness. So I would definitely do more things that bring happiness into your life. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, a card of success, victory, being celebrated, and forward movement as well. So a lot of you could be experiencing victories or big wins at this time. With the Knight of Swords, this is actually pretty good because with the Knight of Swords, it could say that there are, big wins happening for you quickly. Now, here's the thing is, again, I think the answer for you to have big wins is one focused hour a day, at least on like one thing that you're trying to accomplish. I think that will change your life, but you have to do it. So again, tarot can't make anything happen for you. It's not magic. You have to put the work in. With the Three of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. Isn't it interesting, Taurus, that the Eight of Pentacles represents straightforward, diligent work? He is working on one thing, one project, he's working to complete one thing. He's mastering his craft, and he's getting a result. He only has one more pentacle to complete, and then he is done. He will get his result. So I think a lot of you, this reading is actually very straightforward. It's just talking about straightforward focus to get things to work. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords can represent moving on to better shores. So definitely could be some improvements coming in for you with the Six of Swords. A lot of you could just be, and again, the Ten of Cups can represent fortune after difficulty. So if you've been having a difficult time, I think things could be improving in general. Next you have this Forgive and this Reflect card. Like I said, I would be careful of someone coming back from the past, but you definitely could be forgiving the past. With the Reflect card, I feel like you need to see how far you've come, And especially, it definitely popped into my head that some of you could be worried because you could be saying to yourself like, oh, this should have happened much sooner in my life. Or, I should have been able to make this progress much sooner. But really no. And you can make those changes now, and I feel like that's what this is encouraging you to do. It's encouraging you to make those changes that you need to make like right now, and don't worry about what you didn't do in the past. You have the Two of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Again, this is all coming up in the good stuff. Two of Swords is this or that thinking, but really she has this new island behind her, and that new island represents a third place or like third place solutions. So there could be like a different solution to a problem that you're discovering, and it's coming up in the good stuff. So again, I think that some of you are kind of like letting go of your current situations in life. And this, I'm not talking about like you giving up on your relationship or something like that. I think you're just, it's more like a mindset thing that's popping into my head with the Two of Swords, and you're kind of expanding with that Three of Wands. And I feel that is very good, of course. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is like a big opportunity that could be coming in for you. I feel a lot of you are working on an opportunity that you're trying to make more legitimate in the world, and that's what I would focus on with the Ace of Pentacles, plain and simple. I would just focus on making something more legitimate, and that's it. You have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands, of course, can represent marriage. If you do want love, there's a little bit of love here. You always get the Four of Wands again because of Uranus in your sign. Uranus and Taurus has a major focus on freedom, and the Four of Wands is definitely a card of setting yourself free. The Four of Wands says we have to complete one thing and kind of like go to the other side of the Four of Wands and celebrate. So the Four of Wands, yeah, can represent marriage, but number one, it can also represent making a deep commitment, which is what we've been talking about this whole time, like committing to one thing and making it happen, and which I think you need to do. It's also a card of, like I said, freedom, where you have to finish one thing, cross through the threshold so that you can be set free. And freedom is good for you. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, building, leaving a legacy. It's everything you want and desire in your life. So a lot of you could be creating a lot of success right now, with the Ten of Pentacles. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I've said it to you a million times that you are very focused or should be on building, leaving a legacy or building something important. So I think you could be building something significant in your life. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, card conviction. Says when you know that you know, or sorry, it's not, that's the Seven of Wands, but I don't know, that popped into my head, so I'm going to say it. You know that you need to believe that you can accomplish something. The Nine of Wands says you need to not give up on the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel for a lot of you, if you see an opportunity, or if there's something you want to accomplish in your life, that again you really need to go for it and not give up. The Nine of Wands would say it's time to try again. With the Four of Wands, you have the Lovers. Definitely could be love. Again, there is a little bit of love here. So, for those of you that want a love connection, there definitely could be love coming in for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's see. You have this Bear card. Says danger, especially in money matters. A lot of people have been getting these cards of kind of needing to keep an eye on your finances. And so, money looks really good in this reading, but you know what I think this is saying is like, don't spend all your money. So, I think there is a great opportunity for you to increase your finances, but like, don't spend it all in one place. You have this target. It says a goal-oriented person. I mean, if that doesn't summarize the reading, I don't know what does. So I think picking one thing, giving it a dedicated amount of time focused where there are no distractions, that will have you, to me that would be like equivalent to 8 hours a day not focused, right? Like that one focused hour probably equals 8 hours of unfocused work. So, I think you might as well take that hour, become goal-oriented, focus on one thing, make it happen. You have this Vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Again, Mars retrograde makes us feel this way. I think Mars retrograde kind of can make us a little bit, paranoid, or can make us like worried about things that are happening in our lives, or can make us like think that people are talking about us. And again, I would let go of those fears. With this, you have this cobweb card. It says protected from negative forces beyond your control. So you are protected at this time. And finally, you have this weeping willow. It says family sorrow. A lot of people have been getting this card or something similar to this. So, there could be issues, family issues that you're clearing up. I actually kind of feel like you're clearing up any family issues that you're having. So I don't even feel that like worried about this energy in general. But this is a very straightforward reading here, Taurus, very simple. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your time.